What's going on, Revolution family? It's Raphael, aka Versatile. I want to thank you for watching this video. I want to thank you for subscribing. It means a big deal. If you're new to this channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you do not miss out on any of the video that we will be posting on a regular basis that are to do with all things to do with the African and Caribbean diaspora. Okay, and if you've got any questions, anything you would like for us to discuss, leave that in the comment section below, or alternatively, you can private message us through our social media pages, which you will find in the description box, okay? Now, today's video is part of the Did You Know series. This one's a bit of a mouthful, to be honest with you, but I'm still going to say it anyway. Did you know that older black athletes, stroke, black footballers, have failed and are failing the younger black athletes, stroke footballers, such as Raheem Sterling? Did you know that? Leave your answer in the comment section below. How are they failing them? Well, until Raheem Sterling came out and said what he had to say on Instagram, a lot of them started to come out. John Barnes, Ian Wright. To be fair, Ian Wright has a documentary on racism within football. Fair enough, I can't knock him for that. But guess what? He still, as far as I'm aware, as far as I am aware, Ian Wright, is doing wrong by working with a newspaper that actually promotes racist propaganda, and they've been known for doing that for decades. Let me not go into the whole marriage thing. Like, I don't want it to seem like I'm attacking people. I don't want to be that way. Because at the end of the day, Ian Wright, John Barnes, and all these other black footballers, they're still my brother from another mother. It is what it is. Do you understand? But my thing is this. How are you talking about your experiences now? Which is cool, fair enough. But if it took Raheem Sterling for him to go through what he went through, and for him to actually finally speak out while he's still actively playing as a footballer in one of the, as much as I don't want to say it, but one of the top clubs in Europe, then why has it taken these guys so long to come out after retirement? Now they're talking about it. Probably some of them did. And in fact, to be fair, there was one footballer when I was growing up. He played for Crystal Palace. Believe his name was Adai Akinbe. I butchered his name. I butchered his name. Flipping it, blood. That's what happens when you grow up in England too much and you're not around, your Niger people then. But anyway, listen, look, let me stay back on topic. If I remember correctly, there was this event about kick racism out of football, but at that age, I don't know how old I was at that time, but I was in secondary school, and all I remember was him talking about his experience and stuff like that, but I didn't really grasp. I don't think he was talking about, in fact, I don't know if he was talking about his experience because I couldn't grasp what they were talking about. Do you understand? But I know that the main thing was behind the kick racism out of football. Now, yes, they still have that organization about. Credit to them, and for them doing what they're doing. Let me not knock them. I don't know the specific details of what they are doing. But clearly, racism still exists within football. That's within football, but it still exists within society because that's all it is, right? All right, so let me break this down. Imagine this, yeah. Me personally, I don't see the word or the words black as racist, mainly because of knowledge, right? Knowledge is power. Because out of a black woman's pom pom was life and is life. I'm talking about civilization. If you want to go way back into time, then there's no need to be offended. If someone call me that, I'll be like, thank you. Do you understand? Like, I'm a, it may come across as, uh, I don't know how it'll come across, but either way, my thing is I don't take words from people, whether it's supposed to be an insult. I don't take it personal. That's me personally. But let me stay back on subject. In terms of these footballers and these athletes, they failed them in certain ways. So if you're marrying a white woman, and I've got nothing against people marrying whoever they want to marry, that's up to them. But it seems as though from the outside looking in, right, it looks like, oh, well, they didn't experience racism, or they don't care about black women. That sounds very, that's how it comes across to me. That's how it comes across to me. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I said, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. That's how it come across to me. But like I said, you can marry who you want to marry. But again, did these footballers who marry these white people, did they marry them because of they wanted to keep their social status and make sure that they're still playing at a certain level? Or did they marry them because it's out of genuine love? I don't know. But as far as I'm concerned, how did they teach the younger generation coming up, the younger black generation coming up playing football? What did they teach them? How did they teach them to manage, going through racism? Because sometimes it's not about words, it's about actions on how people deal with things. If you're dealing with things, if I see someone in my immediate circle dealing with a problem that I've gone through and I've seen them go through it as well, I'm gonna more or less mimic what they do. Not to say that I copy people and I'm a follower, but naturally, as human beings, we do mimic people. It's a subconscious thing. So we have to be very careful of how we go about things, right? Now, another thing I'm going to mention, yeah, is if you look at life, yeah, let's look at life. Racism is a problem within society, as John Barnes said in his interview. But where was he and what was he saying to these young kids and to the mainstream? What was he saying? Because I remember Raheem Sterling still getting attacked, especially by the media. I don't hear anyone really say anything. That's the truth. It's like I got to a point where I was thinking to myself, fam, like, allow it now, fam. Don't play for England. Just don't do it. But look, everyone has a choice to make, and everyone has their life to live. And I'm not here to dictate to people how they should live their life. My thing is, when the younger generation are watching these stuff, they're putting themselves in a position where they're going to be repeating the same thing. And if we're going to solve this problem, we have to understand certain things. It's like, for example, if you look at Ian Wright, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but if you mention if you look at the way Ian Wright moves, right? All right, he's got his documentary on racism within football and stuff of that nature. Cool, kudos to him. Now, but he still works for a newspaper that consistently promotes racist propaganda, not just within football, okay? Not just attacking black footballers, but across the spectrum of society. That's what they do. Because I even remember there was this episode of what's the name of that show? Desmond's. And I remember, I don't know what episode it was, but this is like at least the 80s, early 90s, right? Fam, are you serious? Desmond saw the newspaper and I can't remember the words he said, but at the end of the day, it let me know that don't mess with that paper. Don't be reading that paper. It's not good for us. It's not good for you. That is what I got from it. You can watch these on watch Desmond on all four app, whatever, and you can see it for yourself. You can see it for yourself. That's all I'm saying. You can see it for yourself. This is the longest video I've ever done so far. Interesting. But let me wrap this up. So, if black footballers, black athletes from the older generation don't speak out verbally and don't do something like that will help the community in terms of showing their actions and letting them know that, okay, well, look, this is how you deal with racism within football or athletics or whatever they're doing. Don't be afraid to speak out like I did. Boom, boom, bow. Do you understand? It's just simple things. Because if you encourage them to speak out, even though you didn't, the chances are that they are going to evolve, and they're going to evolve into a situation where once and for all, racism within football or within a fraction of, I'm not saying a fraction, but within sports will be eradicated. I don't know about society in general. Actually, I do. And this is how we're going to eradicate racism. Okay? Look, you click on the link below where it says get involved. Join the online workshops. And when you join the online workshops, you will be prepared with the information or armed with the information that will eradicate racism once and for all. It's not going to happen overnight, but the information you learn is going to be able to be one of the things that you can pass down to the next generation, and then they will pass it down to the next generation, to the next generation, to the next generation, and bit by bit, racism will be gone. It will be removed. Okay? So if that's sincerely what you want, then I strongly recommend, as I said, join the online workshops. Click on the link below where it says get involved, join the online workshops, and be part of the elite revolution family. Because listen, the revolution is happening, so you might as well be prepared. Okay? So as always, peace, love, and blessings.